Good afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor and or felony, punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself in this. You have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If, for whatever reason, during any point in this proceeding, you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the gum from your mouth.
Mr. Meuer is back again, and he's about to learn why it's super important to have a lawyer. If this is your first time watching my videos, this is part 2 of a video we made earlier. Daniel Meuer is really not smart at all. He won't answer Judge Simpson's questions, and he acts like a know-it-all who thinks he's better than everyone. But you can see, things started badly for Mr. Meuer. And honestly, saying his name feels kind of strange because it's just a funny name. It was a bad beginning for Mr. Meuer. Like, he was chewing gum in court and didn't even have a lawyer to help him. You really need a lawyer. Guys, please don't do what Mr. Meuer is doing. Okay, I've talked enough now. Let's jump in and see what Meuer and Judge Simpson do today.
And
Thank you.
so I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
preliminary examination. Yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals for the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently dismissed without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all of the discovery. That is the concern of the court. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping that you can sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is complete, the defendant's prepared to move forward, and if he ever intends to file a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Magoo, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against me.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying, because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. As it regards the motion, We will hear the motion the motion will be heard on date of exam.
Thank you, Your
Deal
Honor.
with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We can try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025, 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And continue.
This guy is a great example of why you should always have a lawyer. And not just that, this guy acts so full of himself and tries to be smarter than the judge, which I don't get at all. Why would he think that's smart? If anyone knows why this guy acts so wild or weird, tell me in the comments. But this dude reminds me of those sovereign citizens. I've made videos about them before, and they always act super bossy and rude to the judge. They think they're better than everyone, and it's just totally crazy to me. This guy is in trouble for hitting a police officer, and because of that, he lost custody of his kid. You don't just lose your kid for no reason. That's a really serious thing. And he's acting like it's no big deal, like he's just walking into court saying, "I didn't do it." But come on, you need a lawyer for stuff like this. This guy is making the judge really mad, and I think everyone watching doesn't like Meuer either. This just proves you really, really need a lawyer. I see this happen way too much. I don't know if it's just those sovereign citizen people who try to be their own lawyer. I've never seen it go well when someone does that. It always looks like they're just making things worse. And this guy, he lost his kid, remember? It's just so confusing. He seems kind of unstable or just really weird. And I don't get how he even had a kid or how he took care of one, because he acts super childish. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now. I'll post the next court video in January when it comes out. I think it's going to be super fun to watch. I can't wait to see it. This was another clip of Meuer. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. That's all for my thoughts today. Thanks so much for watching, and like always, take care.